What we have here is 2 investigations that have finally been resolved, and I'm thankful that hopefully this is the last time that I have to drag the name Brian Sicknick up, because you know what? The fact that he died of a stroke after the fact is sad, and he did his job. He didn't deserve to die, but at the same time, how do you prevent a medical tragedy like that? And what we have here is, well, more information backing that up, because we covered that before when it came out that yes, he died of a stroke after the fact. There wasn't any evidence of blunt force trauma of a, fire extinguisher getting knocked into his dome. How about that? Imagine that. You know what? Things change when fucking evidence decides to come out, huh? When the narrative is not being directly fed into your mouth, that you're able to go out there and find the evidence yourself. It's amazing what truth can come out from that. And with that said, 2 men have been arrested for assaulting Capitol Police Officer Sicknick. Well, okay, if he died, and these are the only 2 people that were there, especially if he died due to something specifically that happened there, why aren't these guys getting charged with murder or anything close to that? Sure seems a little fucking weird, huh? Authorities on March 15th confirmed that 2 suspects have been arrested and charged with assaulting Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick, who died after the January 6th Capitol breach, although his cause of death hasn't been disclosed. Stroke. It has been several times for about a month now. A repost from the National Review. According to the update, new information has emerged regarding the death of Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick that questions the initial cause of death provided by officials close to the Capitol Police. As I detailed in the column last week, what the Times calls new information actually began emerging the same day after the papers were filed on January 8th report. That report was and still is entitled, Capitol Police Officer Dies from Injuries in Pro-Trump Rampage. Yet as early as the morning of January 8th, KHOU in Houston reported that Sicknick had died from a stroke. The KHOU story made no mention of the officer being struck in the head by a fire extinguisher. It did claim, however, that the stroke occurred at the Capitol during riots, and the caption under the officer's photograph stated that he died of injuries sustained during the riot at the Capitol. Huh. Funny how that works, and that's been out for exactly a month. What am I, a fucking soothsayer? Am I Nostradamus? Like, what are we doing here? They were charged with conspiring. Oh, more conspiracies on that day. Oh my God. To injure officers and assaulting federal officers. Among other charges during the January 6th incident, the DOJ said Khater? Yes. Khater was arrested after he got off an airplane in Newark Liberty International Airport in New Jersey, while George Tanios was arrested at his West Virginia home. Yes, the men who were arrested and charged were Julian Elie Khater, 32 years old, appears to be of Middle Eastern descent, of State College, Pennsylvania, and George Pierre Tanios. If you can't tell by the last name, the dude is a little bit Hispanic, 39, from Morgantown, West Virginia. White supremacists, right? Obviously. The 2 were charged with 1 count each of conspiracy to injure an officer, 3 counts of assault on a federal officer with a dangerous weapon. We'll get to that dangerous weapon in a minute. 1 count of civil disorder, 1 count of obstructing or impeding an official proceeding, and 1 count of physical violence on restricted grounds while carrying a dangerous weapon and resulting in significant bodily injury, among several other charges, according to officials. What I don't see there is any direct assault charge, nothing to do with battery, and nothing to do with murder. Huh, weird. Khater and Tanios were allegedly observed in video footage on January 6th working together to try to assault law enforcement officers. But what's the most serious account? Assault with a dangerous weapon? It doesn't mean that they did anything. Battery would imply that they did something. It's not there. Not there at all. To try to assault law enforcement officers with an unknown chemical substance. They had bear spray. Fucking bear spray. That's the best of it. You know, you hear all of these assholes in government right now, especially in Congress. Oh, we need to pass stricter law or gun enforcement. Oh, because you remember all of those guns that were there at the Capitol. What? No guns. The 1 officer that they could prove died somewhere close to where the insurrection was happening. Didn't catch him on gun charges or anything. Didn't catch him on battery. Didn't catch him on murder. Attempted murder. Nothing like that. Assault. Woo! Kick up enough dust and you think that it's smoke, therefore you can go after somebody who started a fire. Get your shit right. Sicknick and 2 other officers were all standing within a few feet of Khater Each reacted to being sprayed in the face with a substance, the DOJ said. The officers retreated, bringing their hands to their faces and rushing to find water to wash out their eyes. Officers said the video footage was obtained and allegedly shows Khater asking Tanios to give me a bear shit spray, splooge, what's the expletive? Likely referring to bear spray, a chemical irritant similar to pepper spray. Tanios then replied, hold on, not yet, it's still early. Maybe he was talking about bear splooge. Official said, yeah, sounds like quite the fucking insurrection. It was two high school buddies who own a business together who were being charged with an assault. Try as I might to find any connection between bear spray and a stroke, and it just doesn't fucking shake out. So congratulations, another worthless investigation that didn't turn up anything that you wanted it to. More taxpayer money wasted. And this guy's death being necessarily politicized. Fucking sickening. And now he can finally rest in peace. Thank God. And guess what? The feds actually got to the bottom of one of their investigations. And guess what it proved? Fuck all, as usual. And they aren't even giving you any of the real causes. But we'll try to parse through this bullshit. Nashville bomber, not motivated by conspiracy theories, not social or political beliefs. Really? You think? Huh? The man, authorities said, detonated a recreational vehicle, killing himself in downtown Nashville on Christmas Day last year, was motivated by life stressors, including paranoia, not social or political ideology, the FBI said on Monday. Well, let's just take a look, okay? When I first reported on this story, I said that this dude probably had nothing else to lose. There was a lot of weird things going on in his life around that time. Something about an ex-wife, and there were a bunch of uncorroborated stories that were surrounding this dude. My idea, kind of an Occam's razor approach. This guy was locked down for several months, lost his job, had nothing else to do, decided he was going to park his RV full of explosives outside an AT&T call center, some sort of very important AT&T facility, blow it up to get some kind of retribution, and because fuck, he had nothing else to live for, he might as well sit in there and pull the trigger. Guess what proved to be true? Exactly that. So guess what? Yeah, no social or political ideology. How about thinking that lockdowns end up costing more lives than they end up saving? You want to call that a social or a political stance? FBI doesn't. I just think that'd be fair reporting, but what do I know? The FBI and law enforcement partners conducted a lengthy investigation, 3 whole months, into the bombing which Anthony Quinn Warner was accused of committing. Yeah, his remains were there, and he did it in a public space. Remember, it was downtown Nashville. Okay, it was Christmas morning, but if he just wanted to off himself, he would have done so in the woods, in a field, with a tow attachment on his shotgun, not loading up an RV like he wants to do a sad Oklahoma City impression. The team, with the help of the FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit in Quantico, Virginia, you know what's important, looked into why Warner decided to act as he did. Based on analysis of the information and evidence gathered throughout the investigation, the FBI assesses Warner's detonation of the improvised explosive device was an intentional act in an effort to end his own life, driven in part by a totality of life stressors, including paranoia, long-held individualized beliefs adopted from several eccentric conspiracy theories, name them, and a loss of stabilizing anchors and deteriorating interpersonal relationships. Yeah, sounds like the guy lost it all because of the fucking lockdowns, you assholes. Just say it. The FBI assesses Warner specifically chose the location and timing of the bombing so that it would be impactful while still minimizing the likelihood of causing undue injury. The FBI analysis did not reveal indications of the broader ideological motive to use violence to bring about social or political change, nor does it reveal indications of a specific personal grievance focused on individuals or entities in and around the location of the explosion. Only Warner knows why he detonated the explosive device, but authorities are confident, based on the evidence collected, such as Warner's own writings and interviews with those who knew him best. I'm sure they were all conducted by his very own Tyler Durden figure in his head, and everything was recorded in crayon, that the assessments are accurate. Special Agent Korneski of the FBI's Memphis field office thanks citizens and others for support during the investigation. Yeah, well, it really turned up a whole hell of a lot. Additionally, the collaborative efforts of all local, state, and federal agencies who responded to the incident and hundreds of hours dedicated by their men and women were truly invaluable to this unified effort. They exemplified the tireless direction we've come to expect from those who respond to these types of critical incidents, he said in a statement. Oh, whoop-de-fucking-do. You still haven't told us anything. Oh, he was motivated by conspiracy theories. Care to tell us which ones? We have no idea. Cool. This is where your tax dollars go, guys. Officials have suggested that Warner may have been targeting the AT&T building. Lieutenant Stephen Rogers, a former FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force member, described the bombing as unusual instead of getting to the fucking bottom, but that's the end of it because they won't be doing anything more of it. They have more pressing issues, like getting to the bottom of some broken windows, some shattered glass, and try to blame some fucking deaths on people who did nothing to cause those deaths. And also take this with a grain of salt because it's the FBI conducting at least this investigation. And we all know how crooked those cocksuckers are. So yeah, we'll never figure out why Tony Warner here decided to do a Tibetan monk tribute in the middle of downtown Nashville. But it definitely had nothing to do with losing everything because of the lockdown. So yeah, he went up to that great Weber in the sky, and now Brian Sicknick can rest in peace, and we can finally move on from these fucking psychopaths and useless investigations. Waste of tax money, if you ask me. And clearly you are if you're watching this long in the video, so I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo, and I forgot my send-off. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Not like Warner, but do what you think is right, and do follow that gut. Take care, everyone.